Okay, my name is Stephanie Klang, and we're just going to show you how to chain up a single tire here at CFI. Number one, you are not required to chain, but every driver should know how to get out of dangerous situations. And I have my safety equipment here. It's helpful if you have a waterproof suit. This brand is Frog Togs, very low profile. If you can stay dry, you don't get near as cold because you will be kneeling in slush and snow getting these chains put on. Also, when you're finished putting your chains on, you can step up on your step. As you take this off, turn it inside out and you reduce the slush and snow that gets put into your truck. So that's tool number one. Should always have good gloves. I use my fifth wheel puller to help me get between the tires to hook the back of the chains. And I also invested in some octopus bands to help secure the chains on. This was my personal investment, and it just makes me feel better going down the road when my chains are on. And as you start going up to a speed of 20 miles an hour, maybe 25, no faster, the centrifugal force will even the chains out and it'll be a much smoother ride. So even when you're out in the snow, dump your chains out. Make sure your bag doesn't blow away. It's always best to lay them out first so you get them on the right way. I always put my chains on with the hooks facing up, and you always put these on the outside. These will help you tighten your chains up. So it's always been my practice, especially when you're using the super singles, is to drape them over just a bit at a time. And here's where your puller is going to come in, because this needs to go behind the tire and hook on the back. So you always hook the rear first. We're going to move this over just a bit. Now remember, you're going to be doing this in slush and snow. It's not pleasant. I just try to hook it as far down as possible. This hooks in here, comes in, and that comes down like that. The chain is now on. And you have your tools here. Try to cantilever these over to reduce the circumference of the chains. Everybody should check their chains in September. Certain northwestern states, from Oregon, Washington, California, Colorado, they require you to carry chains whether you use them or not. CFI has a policy of exchanging your chains out if the ones you're carrying on your truck are damaged or rusted, so you always have a good set of chains. And like I said, you have to carry them in case you need to chain up. It's not required that we chain up. I also carry ice melt. I get a fresh container, big plastic container every single year, keep it in the side box. You go into some shippers and receivers where the docks are a little icy. You might just be on a slight incline. You can back in fine because you have weight on, but once they empty you, you don't have any weight on your drives. And I've been able to get out of the docks using just a little bit of ice melt where I didn't have to chain up. Because as you can see, it takes some physical strength to do this. But make sure your chains are in good shape. There will be a handout coming out in the drive line to help smooth or explain the regulations for each state. And there are plenty of websites where you can check the highway conditions before you go. You can see they're getting tighter